What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, so. How many times do we have to go through these crazy stories about Sony and the downward trajectory that they're seeing themselves in? The donkey unicorns and the ponies, they don't see it, but I see it because I'm looking at Sony as a whole, not just PlayStation, not just little bits of not just the good stuff. You got to look at the whole thing, the whole picture, right? You're like, oh, they bought Bungie for all this money, and what did it do? It cost them a lot of money. Is Marathon gonna be good? I mean, it's gonna be better than what they initially showed, but I think it's gonna flop too. I don't think it's gonna. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here for this. Sony just handed its TV business to TCL. Here's what it means for you. This is Tom's Guide. They're pretty good about news and hardware and stuff. I don't think they're biased at all. They just, they're just tech. And so TCL will keep using the Sony and Bravia branding on future TVs. So I'm like, wait, what? Huh? What's going on? I don't understand. Then I heard the numbers. I heard 51% TCL, 49% Sony. And I said, so that means TCL's in charge. TCL just took over Sony's TV division, basically. Sony has no say. They don't have controlling interest anymore of their TV brand. So you say, oh, I'm going to go get me a Sony Bravia. You're getting a TCL. That's what you're getting. They're just taking the name off. They're putting the glue on, boop, 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 and they're putting a little Sony pony thing right there. And they say, yeah, it's a Sony TV. Yep. That's what that 49% affords them, the right to put Sony's name on it. All right, let's see what's going on here. I mean, listen. You say, hey, they're giving up TV. They're giving up the TV war, I guess. They lost the TV war. Is that what we're doing? Because, that's like the narrative that these ponies, dog unicorns like to say. Oh, Sony lost the TV war, so they literally sold. Let's read. Sony is spinning out its TV and home audio business. Okay, I didn't know about the audio business part. So headphones, speakers, all of that. Wow, that's extra. That's extra crap. Sony is spinning out its TV and home audio business and has announced that Chinese company TCL will take a 51% controlling interest. Sony will retain a 49% stake, and TCL will continue to use the Sony and Bravia brand as part of the deal. Joint venture. The joint venture will operate globally, handling the full process from product development and design to manufacturing, sales, logistics, and customer service for products, including televisions and home audio equipment, Sony said in a statement. I might have to click on that. The new company plans to advance its business by leveraging Sony's high-quality pictures and audio technology cultivated over the years, brand value, and operating expertise, including supply chain management, while utilizing TCL's advanced display technology. Wait a second. Let me go back. Because sometimes they create they construct these sentences in a way. It's like, wait a second. The first part of the sentence says, new company leveraging Sony's high-quality picture, right? Then it says, utilizing TCL's advanced display technology. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it Sony's high-quality picture, which doesn't sound like anything that's real? It's just like, it's high quality, subjectively speaking. And then they say TCL's advanced display technology, which sounds a little more tangible. It's like, oh, they have technology, but y'all just like high quality picture. What does that mean? How can both? You're going to leverage high quality picture, but then you're going to leverage TCL's. I don't understand that. Is it the AI? Whatever. Maybe it's I'm not seeing it. Whatever. Y'all let me know in the comments. Global scale advantages, industrial footprint, end-to-end cost efficiency, and vertical support chain strength. The new company's products are expected to carry global recognized Sony name and Bravia name, aiming to create new customer value through these brands, products such as TV and home audio equipment. These branded products, excuse me. What does this mean for you? This means all the TCL TVs are going to turn to Sony and Sony Bravia TVs, and the prices will probably go up too. Right now, nothing will immediately change in either camp. Two companies are finalizing agreements by the end of March, and subject to approval, their new joint company won't even be operational until April 2027. Okay, but it could mean that Bravia sets, some of the best TVs you can buy, subjective, come down in price in the long run due to streamlining the production. The TVs may be built by TCL at a cheaper cost, but could still come packed with Sony image processing tech. That's a win if you're planning to upgrade your TV in the next few years. could, yeah. What's it say? Meanwhile, TCL, which has been producing better and better products, will be able to leverage many of the features that make Sony TVs good. Like what? Man, I hate these vague. Let me see the statement. Let me see if they have it here. I think they said this. Let's see if this link works. Let's see if it doesn't break anything on my end there. Okay, here we go. Straight from the pony's mouth. Sony and TCL signed memorandum of understanding and for strategic partnership in home entertainment. Announced two companies agreed to move forward. Decision. Blah blah blah. The type on here is so goofy. It's like, I mean, I'm looking at it on a 43-inch screen, and I'm like this close, and it's barely. I could barely. Need to bold that joint. Anyway, sorry. Let me get this out of here. What are you doing here? I don't want you. Okay. Specifically, the two companies, 51%, 49%. We already know that. And about to buy a new company, but basically what they just copied and pasted the whole thing. Global TV market. Global market for large TV products continues to expand. Dude, I showed you the last video where I went to undisclosed location and the freaking 98-inch TV for $24,000. That's an LG. That's ridiculous. And I had a clip. I thought I had a clip. I thought I recorded the clip. I was at the hard drives and the RAM, and it was crazy. It's like $400 for. It was nuts. But sorry, I didn't capture that for some reason. I was like, where's the clip of me? It didn't work. Anyway. Global damage such trends. Viewing styles through growing OTT. What is that? Over the top video streaming services. Is that what they're calling it? Growing OTT, over the top. So that's video streaming. That's what they're calling video streaming services, OTT. Okay. And video sharing platforms, YouTube. Excuse me. Enhance users' experience, enabling revolution, smart features, blah blah, high resolution, large display, blah blah blah. Sony TCL committed strong, sustainable growth of the new company. Man, look, it's PlayStation is just. I mean, this is not PlayStation, okay? This is Sony. But the thing about Sony that you guys probably remember, some of you remember, some of you don't, some of you just want to ignore it. But when the PlayStation 3 came out and they were like $5.99, giant enemy crab, Ridge Racer, go get another job. All that, remember that happened? Yeah, that almost tanked PlayStation. And you know why it didn't tank PlayStation? The TV division bailed them out. The TV division was making that money, and it compensated for the losses that they had on the PlayStation side. So, look, I don't know why they're doing this. I mean, obviously it's for money, so they can probably, I guess they're just like the partnership, so they don't have to do 50% less of the financial, the fiduciary part of it, and still, I guess get less, but they probably weren't seeing a lot of movement on the TV front anyway, because everybody and their mama is going to go get a TCL. Even though King was clowning on TCL, look what's happening right now. You got the Temu TVs coming up, slapping the king of TVs. Sony was supposed to be the holy grail. Now it was LG, obviously, because like I said, I went to the store. I didn't see no Sony $25,000 TV. I saw LG though, sitting there like, yo, what's up? Where the whales at though? He was just looking around. I was like, damn, that's a big ass. I don't even know how to get that in. Like, what kind of house do I have to buy in order to get it through the front door first? And then, I mean, it would fit. It would fit. I mean, a condo would be hard because if you're on like a second floor, third floor, and you got to get in the elevator, it's like, then you got to angle it. So, yeah, definitely need a house. Maybe have to build the house around. Like, okay, so the front door got to have double doors, so it swing out so you can bring it straight in. You need a wall. You need a big, giant blank wall. Let's go. And then everything else, you put the bathrooms in the kitchen and stuff. But TV, wall, front door. Okay, let's go. Because these TVs are 100 inches. It's like, how you gonna? This is like, hey, PlayStation. This is an indication of you have to look at the parent company. This is Sony, right? Sony's TV division, which is one of their biggest money makers. Now they always say, oh, PlayStation makes them the most money. I'm not sure if that's true. I think the insurance end, I don't even know what it's called, but I think the insurance end makes them the most money. But PlayStation was making them the most money until this generation, when they wasted all that money on Bungie and a bunch of canceled games and $15 million on Spider-Man 3 or whatever it is, or Spider-Man 2 was $315, right? I don't remember. And so their business, this right here is an indication of their business not being that well off. If they have to go into business with TCL of all, if they went and said, yo, LG, let's go, we gonna buy LG, then I was like, yo, Sony got it like that. Yo, Sony's the top dog when it comes to TVs. They bought the second best TV or whatever. Or Samsung. They bought Samsung. They didn't do that. They went to TCL, which is just barely above like Element or Westinghouse. I don't even know Westinghouse even makes TVs anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just Vizio. That's the realm. TCL was like right on top of all those other ones. Like TCL was the best of the worst, and then you get all the other cheap bargain brands. You go walking into Walmart, TCL, Vizio, Element, Westinghouse, Magnavox, Zenith. Got your Zenith widescreen LCD. That's what Dirt got. Dirt got the Zenith 4Ki TV. Is hot, son. He loves it. I'm playing. I'm sorry. That's some funny stuff when they said they said 4Ki. I was like, what? Okay? That was good. Excuse me. But it's this, like I said, this is an indication of like their business. They're adjusting to the market, but the fact that this has been a problem with Sony for a long time. They've always seen themselves as a premium product. And while that's fine, they're trying to do what Apple has done, but they're not doing the work to do what Apple. Like, I mean, their TVs are good. I'm not saying their TVs are bad. And when they were on top of the world with TVs, everybody's like, yo, Sony, get a Bravia, get a Wega, whatever, right? They were good. But all these other companies came up. TCL, LG. You never heard LG before, when the widescreen, when the LCD started popping off. Like, what LG was that? Don't they make refrigerators or something? Don't they make phones? What's LG? Life's good. What's that? Samsung started making stuff. And so Samsung and LG, they were mopping the floor. I don't see people going out, oh, I gotta go get that new Sony TV. No, nobody's saying that. They look at the price. And then they look right next to it, see a TCL that has 10 more inches, for like $1,000 less. And like, yeah, I think I'm going to get, the pictures are kind of real close. And I know that King's always been clowning on the TCLs and stuff. Like, it's like when you walk in the door, it's the TV that's right there on display. You just pick it up and you walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? He ain't wrong, but I bought a TCL a long time ago, like 5 years ago. It's a 65 inch, and it's sitting in storage right now. But it was I looked at it, I was like, okay, it's super cheap. It's like $300 or something. I was like, 65 inch for okay. This wasn't a Walmart deal. This was before Walmart was giving away these ridiculous TVs for like under $300. And I'm like, and I looked at the image. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be like, it doesn't have like it's not like motion. It does have the motion smoothing on it, which I hate. But as far as the color reproduction and all that stuff, it's pretty good. It does have some like ghosting and stuff, but if you're a video file and you're like into the specs of like screens, then that's a different story. But if you just want to throw your game on and play it and just not worry about, TCL is perfectly fine. And now that's what Sony Bravia TVs are going to be. They're going to be TCLs in disguise. You're not going to know which TV you're getting. You're going to be like, oh yeah, I got me a Sony Bravia and it's, and you know what? They say, oh, it's going to be cheaper, but they can still get you on the price. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, it's an indication Hiroki Toki's in charge. He's in charge of Sony. So this is Hiroki Toki making moves. You got to pay attention to what they're doing. Is this a good look? I don't know. Is this going to work? Maybe they needed to do it because their books are looking kind of thin. They're like, yo, where's our money? We need some margins. We're spending too much money making these TVs. Let's do a deal with TCL. They make the TVs. We just get 50%. Yeah, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know, man. If this was Microsoft is giving up on, that seems to be the narrative right now. Sony is it's in the title. I didn't even write the title. Sony just handed its TV business to TCL. Sony just gave up their TV business. Sony has lost the television wars. Sony lost that. They lost the television hardware war. That's what they're doing by doing this. By giving controlling interest to TCL, they are admitting defeat. So how long is it going to be until they do the same to PlayStation? I'm just saying, maybe they get in bed with Apple. Apple want to do a console real bad. They just don't have a. Oh, we're doing a partnership, a memorandum with Apple. 49% Sony, 51% Apple. See, you see? I think Sony wants to get out of all hardware. They just gave up one of their biggest sectors, TV and home audio. Remember they were charging like $800 for a stupid Bluetooth speaker? Mono Bluetooth speaker? Goofy. Yeah, this ain't good. Y'all, listen, I know this is Sony, but this is Sony. This is going to affect PlayStation. Whatever you think it's not, it is. I'm just saying. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Sony losing the TV business war to TCL, man. They lost to Samsung. They lost to Vizio. They lost to Westinghouse. They lost to Element. They lost to all of them. They gave it up to TCL. Just for shame. But I appreciate. And talk to you on the next one. Till the way time.